I don't think I know how to dream any other way other than big.
We kind of looked at each other and were like, what would you do if you could? If you weren't thinking of the constraints, if you weren't thinking of the budget.
It's the hardest work I've done, but it's the best work I've ever done.
I have been working with AISD for more than 25 years, and I have seen many of their ideas, and this is an example of one that is worth investing in and staying.
Before we start, let's put our strong listening ears on. Put them on. I will hold up my fingers.
For us as an organization, it was really important that we think about the students who are just coming into the system and recognizing that early literacy has to be a focus of ours, and we have to do things differently if we're going to be successful long term.
Right now we're going to read something in English about the fairy dogs. Who remembers how to say fairy dogs in Spanish?
I always tell the parents it's the most important time for the kids to learn. If they love school in the beginning, the rest of the time is going to be easy. They're going to enjoy, they're going to learn how to learn, and they're going to enjoy to learn.
We have to address the large number of students that we have been moving through elementary school that head to middle school and they don't know how to read. I noticed great inconsistencies and practices happening not just across the district, but also across campuses. You could go to one classroom and you'd see beautiful instruction and the kids are learning to read, and you could go right next door and there wasn't a systematic way of teaching students to read, which we know through research is really important.
What do you notice in that coaching conversation? What did you see me do that brought in warmth and put her in like a empowered position? As a consulting partner in my work with Austin ISD, my team is supporting the district with their early literacy initiative. So making sure that every kindergartner, first grader, and second grader in Austin ISD is experiencing very high quality early literacy instruction.
Education is so complicated, there's not a simple answer. I know people try to do that. There's a tendency for all of us to do that. Oh, if I could just fix this one thing. It never works that way with school improvement, with literacy improvement or anything. You have to fix all the things at the same time. With the Ed Fund, I've never quite seen an organization in a district that has been so aligned with what we know to be true, what we need for our students.
We were like, well, let's see if we can help make this happen, let's see. And we have amazing partners that stepped up in that first phase of work, and that meant that we could move really quickly.
Austin ISD set 3 priorities. First one really being making sure that every teacher has the materials that they need for early literacy. Second priority, we needed to make sure that every student was receiving very high quality foundational skills. The third priority was on building knowledge about the world through very high quality texts that students were exposed to every day that teachers were using for their instructions.
There has been a movement nationwide to shift to a research-backed science of reading.
The science of reading term refers to accumulation of research evidence from the past several decades around how children learn to read, around what approaches to reading are more or less effective.
There's a large number of students that if we don't make this approach very clear and very explicit, they will either not learn to read or find it a very punishing and grueling process, which we want to avoid, which is essentially the focus of the approach that's being used right here and why they're getting the results they are.
It's really a partnership with teachers that's, I think, made the difference.
I was actually, I'll be honest, a little hesitant to switch to this new curriculum just because I did have success teaching phonics and reading with different instructional materials. But I have fallen in love with structured literacy because I feel like everything is so much more cohesive. One thing that I really see in my kids is just the way that they interact with text is different. I feel like they interact with it in a more positive and meaningful way overall.
All of our professional development, coaching and observation work, our understanding of what early literacy looks like and implementation in the classroom has all gone through campus instructional leaders.
Not only do we go to our principal meetings and get the information and have time to process, we also are given slide decks that are presented to us to help explain the why behind what we're doing and the shift in what we've done. I know if a student comes into Davis and they're coming from another AISD school, that we're just picking up where they left off at their previous school versus us trying to figure out what did instruction look like, what curriculum has been covered so far.
It creates coherence among campuses where the students can have continuity of the learning with high quality materials.
Taking the best of AISD and the infrastructure and then braiding it with this funding stream that can be more flexible. When you get that mix right, you can impact at a scale that there's no other place in the community that can do this.
We have been advocating for structured early literacy programs for years, and you guys are making it happen.
When they read, they want to explode. And they want everybody to know that, Ms. Diver, I want to go in front to read. I want to read. Okay, go ahead, go read.
In 1 year of implementation, you hope to see a few percentage points move. The numbers in double digits, especially for our most underserved populations, is incredible.
We're really beginning to see what it looks like. If you commit to something, you're relentless and you're doing it for the right reasons.
We exceeded 2025 targets in 8 out of 9 student populations. There was improvement from spring last year to spring this year in every single student population.
The impacts are gargantuan. They're huge.
It will go down as one of the most impactful things that I will do as an educator, I think.
People say often that schools are the heart of a community, and I think this is just another example of that.